शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्। अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकी शोकनाशनं कपीशमक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम्। नमोऽस्तु रामाय सलक्ष्मणाय देव्यै च तस्यै जनकात्मजायै। नमोऽस्तु रुद्रेन्द्रयमानिलेभ्यो नमोऽस्तु चन्द्रार्कमरुद्गणेभ्यः। नमो व्रातपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्तेऽस्तु लम्बोदरायैकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय वरदमूर्तये नमः। So what is the shloka on Rama? नमः परमहंसास्वादितचरणकमलचिन्मकरन्दाय भक्तजनमानसनिवासाय श्रीरामचन्द्राय ओम। So Ganapati Navaratri is going on, and during that time we have come across the story of Vamanavatara, which is the topic of this sarga. It's a very beautiful sarga, not only because story of Vamana is described. The story of Vamana itself is a very beautiful story, even Bhagavatam, etc. Here also the story comes, and the story of Vamana itself is heavily symbolic and laden with Vedic meaning. So if you look at Vishnu Suktam, you will see that Vamanavatara as a story is just a story form of all the contents of Vishnu Suktam. Vishnu Suktam comes in Yajurveda. So Vishnurnukam Viryani Pravocanyah Parthivani Vimame Rajagam Siyo Askabhayaduttaragam Sadhastam Vichakramanastrejhorugayaha. It goes on like that. So that Rishi proclaims. So Vishnurnukam Viryani Pravochan. I will explain the glory of Vishnu, he says, and then he explains Vamanavatara only there. So you cannot say Vedic Rishi is explaining Vamanavatara, but Vedic Rishi is explaining the concept of how Vishnu covers the entire earth through 3 steps. And heavily this Urugaya is one he who is praised, and Tredha Vichakramanaha, by 3 steps he covers this earth. So such things are, so the entire Vishnu Suktam will have things like that. So Vishnu Karmani Pashyata Yato Vratani Paspashe Indrasya Yujyasakha. So Indra Sakha. So in Veda, Indra has predominance, So Vishnu is described as a worthy friend of Indra. So Vishnu is so great that he fits to be Indra's friend. So even those things will come here. So that entire Vishnu Suktam is nothing but Vamanavatara. So Vamanavatara, the inspiration, direct inspiration is very evident if you just give a plain reading of Vishnu Suktam also. So he keeps telling again and again in Vishnu Sukta that this Vishnu covered the entire earth by Trini Pada, Vichakrame Vishnu, Gopa Adabhya, and things like that. By 3 steps, Vishnu covered this entire Vishnu Sukta goes on like that. And even in Upanishad, in Vedanta, Vamana is mentioned as an upasya, so as a linga, as Atma Linga. I think Shankara says in Kathopanishad it comes. So ऊर्ध्वं प्राणमुन्नयति अपानं प्रत्यगस्यति मध्ये वामनमासीनं विश्वे देवा upasate, something like that. So that mantra from Kathopanishad. So there Shankara says that this mantra is an indicator to Atma. So how that Upalabdhi of Atma, Upalabdhi Sthanam of Atma is indicated through this through this mantra. And therefore Atma, the indicating word there is used, the word used there is Vamana, and Shankara explains Vamanam means Sambhajaniyam, one who is to be worshipped or meditated upon and things like that. So that is the Atma itself contextually there. So this story of Vamana is very beautiful for that reason, because it's directly heavily inspired from the Vedas themselves. And secondly, as I was telling the previous session, the end of previous session, so Vinayaka is also, so Vamana literally means a dwarf actually. So Vinayaka is also some places explained as Vamana. So it's a famous small bhajan like that. Mushika Vahana, Modaka Hasta, Chamara Karna, Vilambita Sutra, Vamana Rupa, Maheshwara Putra, Vigna Vinayaka Pada Namaste, or Vigna Vinayaka Deva Namaste. So he is also explained as Vamana Rupa. Therefore, so during Ganapati Navaratri, this Vamana Avatara story is coming is very happy coincidence. Coincidence means Ishvara's anugraha only. And very beautifully in the contents of this chapter, the Tikakaras, Tilakakara, and in some place Govindaraj also, but primary the shlokas of this chapter itself contain Vedanta, because there is a stuti of Vishnu here in this sarga. When Vishnu appears in front of Kashyapa Prajapati, he does a small stuti. So that is filled with Vedanta, very obviously filled with Vedanta. And then in some places in the story, of course, in that commentary on that stuti, there is Vedanta explained also. But in some places, Tilakakara brings in discussion from Brahma Sutra. Shankara's Bhashyam is indicated. He is not exactly quoting there, but the Tatparyam, the Siddhantam is given from Shankara's Bhashya, etc. So a very, very beautiful chapter. So it's a chapter of 32 verses, relatively smaller. We could have finished it in one class, which we will today, even if we take 5-10 minutes extra. So I'm giving this disclaimer because otherwise some Shastra Charcha would come. So I don't want to miss it because it's being introduced here. So if we cover that, it will take some time. So I'm just giving an introduction. So without losing much time, let's enter into the sarga. So atha ekonatrimshah sarga, so 29th sarga. Where did we end in the previous sarga? It's important to the storyline. We ended with Rama asking two questions, if you think about it. So Rama sees some ashrama at a distance from where they are. They just exited out of Tatakavana, and at a distance he sees some some collection of trees, etc. So they are near a mountain, and from then he's seeing some trees, some collection of trees. And then he asks, what is this ashrama? And then he also asks, where is it? So he's guessing, perhaps this is Vishwamitra's ashrama. He's guessing and asking. So he's asking, is this the same ashrama where I have to put an end to the asuras, where you want those asuras to be put an end to? So he doesn't say, is this your ashrama? He says, where is that ashrama? So he's saying both together indicates that perhaps he already guessed that it is Vishwamitra's ashrama. So two things he's asking, which is whose ashrama it is, what ashrama, so whose ashrama, and then second thing, where is it that I have to put an end to the asura. So both of these questions, the first 20 odd shlokas, he explained the first question, and then he later explains the answers the second question. So that we will see in this chapter, very beautiful chapter. अथ तस्या प्रमेयस्य वचनं परिपृच्छतः विश्वामित्रो महातेजा व्याख्यातुम् उपचक्रमे. Atha means thereafter, and then Mangalikartha also you can take, because it's a very nice chapter. So Atha, he's starting with Atha. So Atha tasya aprameyasya, tasya means Ramasya. And what kind of Rama? Aprameya. Aprameya is whose greatness cannot be measured. So such Ramas vachanam aprameyasya paripruchhataha. Paripruchhataha. Tasya paripruchhataha means so words. So vachanam paripruchhataha vachanam means so words of he who has been asking. So paripruchhataha vachanam means words of that Rama who has been asking those two questions. So paripruchhataha vachanam shrutva, having heard those questions from Rama, Vishwamitro Mahateja, that Mahatejasvi Vishwamitra, Vyakyatum Upachakrame. So he started explaining to Rama. Upachakrame means he started Vyakyatum Upachakrame. He started explaining to Rama what that ashrama is and all those things. Iha Rama Mahabaho Vishnur Deva Namaskritah Varshani Subahuniha Tatha Yuga Shatani Cha Tapascharana Yogartham Uvasam Sumaha. So Iha Rama Mahabaho Vishnur Deva Namaskritah. So he Rama in this ashrama, so Deva Namaskritah he is saying is directly taken from the Kathopanishad mantra and even Vishnu Suktam. So sir Vishwe Deva Upasate, I told you, so Deva Namaskritah. So Iha Rama, he Mahabaho, he Rama, Iha. So Iha means in this ashrama, Vishnu Deva Namaskritah, that Vishnu is Deva Namaskritah, one who has been worshipped by all devatas, that Vishnu. Or an alternate reading is there. So Deva Namaskritah is Deva Vara Prabha. So Vishnu who has splendence or effulgence which is greater than all devatas, something like that. So Vishnu Deva Namaskritah Varshani Subahuniha Tatha Yugashatanicha. So for many years, Varshani Subahuni. Subahu means itself more, Subahu means many more. So for many years in this ashrama, Vishnu, not only many years but Yuga Shatani. So for 100 yugas, Vishnu. So what did he do there? So he stayed there and did tapas. So tapascharana yogartham uvasa sumaha tapaha. So that sumaha tapaha Vishnu, that Vishnu who did great tapas, he stayed there uvasa and tapascharana yogartham. Why did he stay there? So he stayed there for performing tapascharana. So tapasya, that's the meaning. So now Tikakaras start from here itself. So why did Vishnu do tapas? Tilakakara has a very simple answer. So by performing tapas, he is doing lokakshema. That is, he is indicating, because he's nacha partha trishu lokeshu kartavyam asti. So there are statements like that in the Gita where Krishna says, I don't have any kartavya karma, but loka sangraha mevapi sampashyan kartum arhasi. For sake of loka sangraha, I am doing these things. So that is what Tilakakara says. Vishnu is also doing tapas here for loka sangraha. So tapascharana yogartham means vacharena loka pravartanaya swatapascharanam. So that tapascharana yogartham means for the sake of loka kshema, he did tapas there, so that he sets an example for people to follow. And then there are other meanings. I'm just quoting one or two. Okay, so we will proceed. There are other places where I can quote. So tapascharana yogartham, for or the other meanings that they are giving is for the sake of tapas and for the sake of yoga. That's the other meaning that they are giving here. So tapascharana yogartham uvasa sumahatapa. So in this ashrama, He Rama, Vishnu lived for many hundreds of years, for many years and many hundreds of yugas, 100 yugas. Vishnu stayed here and performed tapas. एष पूर्वाश्रमो राम वामनस्य महात्मनः सिद्धाश्रम इति ख्यातः सिद्धो ह्यत्र महातपाः. स एष पूर्वाश्रमो राम वामनस्य. हे Rama, this is eshaha, this ashrama, this eshaha means this. Vamanasya purvashramaha, Vamana, this is the ashrama of Vamana. Purvashrama means long back this used to be the ashrama of Vamana. Mahatmanaha Vamanasya. So it was the ashram of that Mahatma Vamana. Siddhashrama iti khyataha. So it is famous by the name Siddhashrama. Why is it famous like that? Why is it called Siddhashrama? Because Siddho Hyatra Mahatapaha. So Mahatapaha here means, so Vishnu, some people are saying Vishnu is Mahatapa here. Or you can say Mahatapa means Kashyapa. Kashyapa Prajapati stayed here and he became Siddha. He became Tapas Siddha. That is, his tapas fructified here. So in what way? That will be mentioned later here. So, or you can say that Vishnu himself is doing a tapas. Contextually it's the mention of Vishnu. So Mahatapaha means Vishnu. Vishnu did great tapas here and became Siddha. So yataha Mahatapaha Vishnuhu Vamanasthiti Purva Kale Atra Siddhaha Tapascharananam Chittaikagryam Swasmin Ramopasaka Acharyatvam Sadhitavan. So why is it called Siddha? This is all Shiromani Kara's Vyakhya. So Govinda Raja has also some kind of what should I say, his agenda he puts in here. He says, see here in the beginning of the Sarga itself, he mentions this Siddhashrama. Vishwamitra is talking about Siddhashrama. The intent of the Sarga is to show that Siddhashrama is a Divya Desha. Vishnu stayed there, Vishnu Bhakta stayed there, and therefore you should also stay in a place where Vishnu stayed and Vishnu Bhakta stay. And then he has a compare and contrast. So previously also they stayed in an ashrama with other munis, if you remember. That was called Sthanva ashrama. So he is telling you should not stay in Sthanva ashrama because it is Shiva's ashrama and things like that. This is Vishnu's ashrama, so you should stay in Vishnu's place. So all through the chapter, Govindaraja has that kind of an agenda to, or that kind of a meaning to give. Anyway, so Shiromani Kara also has an agenda. He says, so Shiromani Kara belongs to that school, some school, I don't know which one, where Rama is the supreme. So these Ramanandis are there. So Rama is the supreme god. Even Vishnu, Shiva, Brahma, all these are amshas of Rama. So even that Vishnu did tapas of Rama, that is this ashrama here. So and that Vishnu did tapas and then he became a Siddha here. So he's a Rama Bhakta and things like that. That's what he's telling here. So Siddhaha tapascharananam chittaikagryam. So he is telling, so Siddhashrama, it is Siddhashrama because here Vishnu achieved that tapas siddhi. So tapas siddhi is chitta ekagrata, and that chitta ekagrata he could establish in you. In you means in Rama he could establish and things like that. Anyway, that is all various meanings that they are giving. The simple meaning is this is called Siddhashrama because that Mahatapa Vishnu achieved siddhi here of it. Siddhi means completion, fructification, whatever of the tapas. So that was achieved here. एतस्मिन्नेव काले तु राजा वैरोचनिर्बलिः निर्जित्य दैवतगणान् सेन्द्रान् सहमरुद्गणान् कारयामास तद्राज्यं त्रिषु लोकेषु विश्रुतः. So etasmineva kale means around the same time when Vishnu was performing tapas there. So etasmineva kale tu Raja Vairochanir Balihi. So this Raja Bali Chakravarti. So incidentally even now Onam days are going on. September 1st or 2nd something is Onam. And they celebrate for 8 or some days Onam. So that Onam time is also going on. So that is another Ishwaranugraha that we are discussing here. So that Bali Chakravarti, Raja Balihi, Bali Raja, and who is he? He is Vairochanihi. Vairochani means Virochanasya putraha Bali. So Virochana is Prahlada's son. So Bali Chakravarti is Prahlada's grandson actually. So Prahlada's son is Virochana and Virochana's son is Bali. So this Vairochani means Virochana's son. So Virochana's son Bali. So Daivataganan. So he Daivataganan Nirjitya, having conquered the all the hosts of devatas, that is all the devatas having conquered Karayamasa tad Rajyam Karayamasa, that is he ruled over this world by conquering all the devatas around the same time. So how did he conquer the devatas? Sendran Sahamarudganan. So devatas along with Indra and all the Marudganas, that means all the devatas he conquered, and Rajyam tad Rajyam Karayamasa. So Indrasya Rajyam. So Indra's Rajya he took over. So he usurped Indra's power and he was ruling over the world. Trishu Lokeshu Vishrutaha, that Bali is famous in all the three worlds. Trishu Lokeshu Vishrutaha. Yajnan Chakara Sumahan Surendro Sumahan Asurendro Mahabalaha Balestu Yajamanasya Deva Sagni Purogamaha Samagamya Swayancheva Vishnumuchirihashrame. So Yajnan Chakara Sumahan, that Sumahan Balihi, so that Bali Chakravarti Mahabalaha, great Bali of great prowess, what did he do? Asurendraha, he is the king of all asuras. What did he do? Yajnam Chakara, Sumahan Yajnam Chakara. So a great yaga he undertook. He started performing a great yaga. Balestu Yajamanasya Deva Sagni Purogamaha Samagamya. So Ihashrame Samagamya. While Balestu Yajamanasya, while Bali was performing the yaga, so Devaha Sagni Purogamaha. So Devatas, by keeping Agni in front of them. So why did they keep Agni in front of them? So they are quoting from Vedas and saying, so Agni Mukhavai Devaha. So Devatas always accept oblations through Agni. So that way they are Agni Mukhaha. And also here in the story, they are Agni Mukhaha means, so Agni is in their front. They kept Agni in front of them and they approached Vishnu. So Agni Purogamaha Swayancha Samagamya. So they didn't send any emissaries or anything. They directly came to this ashrama, Ihashrame Vishnu Muchuhu. So the Ihashrame Samagamya, having met at that ashrama, all the devatas, they spoke the following words to Vishnu. Now here the Shastra discussion comes up is, so see, Bali, who has already conquered all the devatas, now how can he do a yaga? So yaga involves devatas. So if he has conquered devatas already, how can you say he performed yaga? So what kind of yaga this is? So very simply, Govinda Raja or maybe Shiromani Kara, one of them very simply answers that by saying, no, this is not devata yaga. This is some Vishnu related karma he was doing because he was a bhakta and things like that. So, but Tilakakara has a nice, and others also quote elsewhere, not exactly in this shloka, but nice explanation he gives that first of all, a possible answer to this could be, see, the question is, how did Bali perform yaga here? He has already conquered the devatas, and yagas are addressed towards devatas. So what's the point in performing yagas? Because now devatas are his enemies and he has controlled them. So how can he perform yaga? A possible answer, this answer is given by Mimamsakas. It's not said here. So, but the answer the line of that question or the possible answer is Mimamsakas' thought. So Mimamsakas, popularly what we hear is that they don't accept devatas. It is not entirely true. Mimamsakas also accept devatas, but their devatas don't have body and their devatas don't have any kind of power within them or something like that. Devatas for them is just mantra. That mantra itself is the devata. That mantra itself by itself has a capacity to grant you the result of the oblation and things like that. So that mantratmaka devatas, maybe he's doing yaga. So here is where Tilakakara brings in Brahma Sutra Bhasha and says, no, that's not acceptable. In Uttara Mimamsa, the Siddhanta is that devatas are not just mantratmaka. So in Brahma Sutras, there is one Devatadhikaranam. So in Devatadhikaranam, the discussion there, one of the discussions at least is there. The prime discussion actually is whether devatas have bodies or not. So according to Mimamsakas, devatas don't have any body or anything. They are just mantratmaka. Whereas according to Vedantins, or all schools of Vedantins, in fact, so if Advaitin is accepting devatas have body, the other people anyway, their Siddhantas, devatas are personalized and things like that. So in Brahma Sutra, the discussion there is devatas have body. And why are they saying that devatas have body? Because of the Arthavada Shruti. There are three types of Arthavada. So Gunavada, Lokanuvada and Bhutarthavada. Three types of Arthavada. Let's not go to the other two, but Bhutarthavada is a story kind of Arthavada. In the so stories, when some stories, all Arthavadas are story, but these stories are, they have no other purpose but to tell you that story for a particular context. So in those stories, you will see that Indra killed Vritrasura, etc., with Vajrayudha, etc. So by that statements of the Shruti, Vedantins, and all schools of whoever comments on Brahma Sutra, so all of them who accept Brahma Sutra say that Devatas have body. Why? Because in the Veda mantras you find such statements that he killed Vritrasura, Indra killed Vritrasura, etc. Therefore, Devatas have body. So this provisional answer of Mantratmaka Devatas he did yaga to, that is not acceptable to us, because in Uttara Mimamsa that is not the discussion. So now Tilakakara very nicely explains what are these Devatas that he is doing yaga to, while he has already conquered Devatas and kept them as some subordinates or something. To that he says there are two Devatas. This is not Tilakakara's own interpretation. It's there in the Vedas everywhere, and very popularly, if you have studied Taittiriya Upanishad, you will know. So Karma Devatas are there and Ajana Devatas are there. So there are two types of Devatas. So Karma Devatas are the people who have achieved Devatvam because of their karmas. So those Karma Devatas are, so people do many yajnas. So if you do 100 Ashwamedha yagas, you become Indra and things like that are there. So people who have acquired Devatahood, that status of being a Devata by their karmas, they are Karma Devatas. The other Devatas are Ajana Devatas. Ajana Devatas are, they are inherently always Devatas, and these Devatas have the relationship with those mantras. So this, when you say Indraya Swaha, that Indra there is not the Karma Devata, not the person who has achieved the status or the office of Indra, he who has achieved, he is not the one intended here, but there is a Nitya Indra, if you like. So Ajana Devatas are Devatas who are always Devatas and they have not achieved that status by karma or anything. So these Ajana Devatas are always associated with mantras, and for any result you have to do a yaga if you have to do, and it has mantras involved, and those Devatas correspond and they are attached to those mantras. So they are related. So they are always correlated or whatever coterminous with those mantras. So that mantra means that Devata. Such kind of Devatas he is doing yaga, and Tilakakara is saying all yagas are always done to those Devatas only, not the Karma Devatas. So Karma Indra is there, somebody who has achieved the status of Indra by his own karmas, and then there are these Ajana Devatas, so those who have always been Devatas. So I don't know if it has been interesting to you, but I was very much impressed by this commentary here on this portion. So we would not have otherwise got, at least I didn't get the question until I saw the commentary, that how did Bali worship when he has already conquered the Devatas, then what does it mean to do yaga, etc. So there's a nice small discussion, but a very nice discussion is there. There are other things also, but I'm not going here. So yeah, that's what it means. So the Karma Devatas have been conquered or subdued by Bali, and the Ajana Devatas are not available for your conquering. So they are always superior to you, and it's not possible. So that's why even he is doing yaga towards those Devatas. So these things are there. I think in Ananda Mimamsa and Taittiriya Upanishad, these things come up, or maybe somewhere in Taittiriya Upanishad it comes up. Ye karmana devana piyanti and things like that. So these karma devatas, ajana devatas, all these are there in that Upanishad also. Anyway, so Samagamya Swayancheva Vishnu Muchur Ihashrame. So while that Bali was doing that yaga, all these devatas have assembled in that Siddhashrama. Vishnu was already doing tapas there. So they all approached him, and then they requested him. They are going to request him for some help. That is going to come in the next. But they said the following words to Vishnu. बलिर्वैरोचनिर्विष्णो यजते यज्ञमुत्तमम् असमाप्तव्रते तस्मिन् स्वकार्यम् अभिपद्यताम्. हे Vishnu, so Balihi Vairochanihi, this Vairochani Bali, that is Virochana's putra Bali, yajate yajñamuttamam, one great yaga he is doing. Uttamam yajñam yajate. So that Vairochani Bali is doing a great yaga, hey Vishnu. Asamapta vrate tasmin swakaryam abhipadyatam. So while his yaga is not yet finished, so asamapta vrate means Tikakaras are saying almost at the completion of the yaga, you go and you kind of swakaryam abhipadyatam. Swakaryam means our work, our task, please go and accomplish for us. So swakaryam abhipadyatam. Asamapta vrate means while the vrata is not yet samapta, that is almost at the stage of completion, you go and you do like this. And what exactly you should do, that also they will tell. So you do like this so that his yaga is put an end to, because if he completes the yaga, then he becomes invincible and we cannot do anything to him. And the only way you can the only way you can conquer him is the way that we are going to suggest. Now this Swakaryam Abhipadyatam, so this is again Govinda Raja is going on to a discussion here. So they already accept that Bali is a great bhakta. Okay, so Bali is also a bhakta and devatas are also Vishnu bhaktas. So how can Vamana just go and hurt Bali for the sake of these people? So he gives some explanation to that, that if between children, if one is fighting with the other, he has to go and punish the other so that he doesn't hurt these children. Something like that, if I understand. That's the understanding he is giving here. Anyway, so those, that being the case, they are requesting Vishnu to go and put an end to Bali just before the yajnas. Put an end, name, stop the yajna. That's what they are saying. So our karya is you somehow stop that yajna from succeeding, because if that yajna succeeds, then he will not be he will be invincible. So what should you do? That they are telling, ye chainam abhivartante yachitara itastataha yaccha yatra yathavaccha sarvam tebhyah prayachati. So this Bali has a great quality in him, and we will make use of that quality. What is the quality that he has? Is Bali ye chainam abhivartante. Enam means balinam. So abhivartante is approach. So whoever approaches him, whoever, ye means, ye cha means whoever approaches him means Bali. Whoever approaches him, yachitaraha means supplicants, people who are asking for something. So these people, whoever goes to Bali and asks for something, itastataha, from wherever they come, itastataha, itaha means from this desha, tataha means from somewhere else. So itastataha means from any desha, whoever comes to Bali and asks for something, yaccha yatra yathavaccha. So how do they ask? So yatra means amongst, so it's all given here. So dhana kanaka vastu vahana, amongst those, from those things, all those things that can be desired during a yaga, from that yaccha means whatever, amongst the things that you can ask during a yaga, whatever you ask from them, yathavaccha, however, in whatever way they ask and in whatever way it is allowed in the yajna vidhi, in the dana vidhi, etc. So what it means is, irrespective of what the person is asking, this Bali will give them. That's the meaning. Yaccha yatra yathavaccha sarvam tebhyah prayachati. So whatever they ask in literal spirit also, so to the letter and spirit, he will fulfill the desire of that person. Sarvam tebhyah prayachati. Tebhyah means whoever, that yachitaraha, whoever comes and asks him for something. So sarvam prayachati is he will give everything that they ask for, this Bali will give him. So you make use of this and go and do our work. That's what devatas are telling. Sattvam, so they are explaining further. Sattvam surahitarthaya maya yogam upashritaha vamanatvam gato vishnu kuru kalyanamuttamam. Sattvam saha means that Bali, who such a danashila. So to that Bali, tvam surahitarthaya upagamya. So for the sake of hita of the devatas, for the welfare of the devatas, for the welfare of loka, you approach him. How do you approach him? If you go as Vishnu, he is going to identify and he will not fulfill. So maya yogam upashritaha. Maya yogam, Tilakakara is very nicely saying, maya yogam means maya. So tattvachadanena prakrita martyadi bhava prakashika shakti. This maya shakti of Ishvara. So what is this maya shakti of Ishvara? Maya shakti of Ishvara is such that it can cover up for us, not for him, for us. It will cover up the real nature of Ishvara. It covers up and it presents Ishvara also as another martya person. So as another mortal it presents. So such Shakti you assume and go to that Bali and ask him for these things. So Vamanatvam gato Vishnu kuru kalyanam uttamam. So Vamanatvam gataha, he Vishnu, having taken this Vamana form. Vamana means dwarf form you take. You take recourse to that Maya which is under your control. So by that Maya you become a Vamana and kuru kalyanam uttamam. So do the welfare for us. So what is good for us, please do that by taking recourse to your Maya. Take a Vamana form. Now this story, one more thing I should have told in the introduction, which is that this story of Vishnu becoming Vamana and putting an end to Rakshasa there, or he doesn't put an end to Bali, he just subdues Bali and then sends him to some Rasatala Loka, Patala Loka, something like that. So it is also an indicator, a dhvani. The poet's dhvani is to say that this Rama also will do like that. Rama is Vishnu's avatara. So Vishnu's avatara itself means descent. So from that lofty state of Vishnu, he has become as though mortal. So by as though becoming mortal, So Vamana indication is that. So he has become a dwarf. That giant Vishnu, Sarvavyapi Vishnu has become Vamana, but then he also becomes Trivikrama. So Trivikrama is one who has covered this entire earth by his 3 steps. So this Vishnu, this Rama also becomes like that. So he has become as though mortal. He is going to cry when Sita Devi, he loses Sita Devi in the forest and things like that. Still, he will rise up to be such a powerful warrior, show his Ishwaratvam by conquering Ravana. So that Dhwani is there in the story. Vamanatvam gataha Vishnu kuru kalyanam uttamam. Hey Vishnu, assume that Vamana form and do welfare for all of us. Etasmin antare Rama kashyapogni samaprabha aditya sahito Rama dipyamana ivaujasa देवी सहायो भगवान दिव्यं वर्षसहस्रकं व्रतं समाप्य वरदं तुष्टाव मधुसूदनम. एतस्मिन् अंतरे, हे Rama, see he is using Rama 2 times in this one shloka. It shows that Vishwamitra is very excited. He's excited about telling about story of his own ashrama, and then he's excited that Rama very innocently is asking me about this, whereas he knows it is his own ashrama. So as Vishnu he stayed here, as Vamana he stayed here, but then it's a Ashtarya thing that he's asking me about it as though he doesn't know anything. So out of that excitement, so Rama he's using twice. So that's how Tilakakara is interpreting. Other people are saying one of the Ramas belong to I think Kashyapa or something like that. But Rama shows so Ashtarya, that so wonder how come you are asking me about it. Look who's asking, why do you already know, and things like that. So etasmin antare. So while devatas were talking to him around the same time, so you should not take the literal time calculation, because Vishnu was already in that ashrama at that same time. Kashyapa also was doing lot of tapas there. He's telling, so etasmin antare, around the same time, hey Rama, Kashyapaha Agni Samaprabha, that Kashyapa Prajapati, whose luster is equal to Agni. So Agni Samaprabha Kashyapaha Aditya Sahitaha. Aditi is his wife. So one of the wives of Kashyapa Prajapati is Aditi, and she is the mother of all the devatas also. So Aditya Sahitaha Kashyapaha, along with Aditi, that Kashyapa Prajapati. So Deepyamana Ivaujasa. So Ojasa Deepyamanaha Iva. So he is along with this Aditi. How is this Kashyapa Prajapati looking? This Kashyapa Prajapati is looking as though by his own Ojas Shakti. So Ojas Shakti, they say if you follow Brahmacharya, you get this Ojas Shakti and things like that. So by his own Ojas Shakti, he is shining. So if Aditi is beside him, he is shining as though that Tapas Shakti is there, that Ojas is there in him. So this Aditi is like his that Ojas Shakti. So that's what. So Deepyamana Ivaujasa Aditya Sahitaha. Hey Rama, this Aditya Sahitaha Kashyapaha, what is he doing? So Divyam Varsha Sahasrakam Pratam Samapya. So he is doing tapas from many hundreds of years. So Divyam Varsha Sahasrakam means hundreds of divine years. So Devata years, hundreds of years. He's been following what should I say, tapas. And what kind of person he is? Devi Sahayaha. Devi Sahayaha, Tilakakara is telling. Devi here you can take Aditi. Devi here means you can take his wife. Along with his wife, he's been doing tapas for hundreds of years. Or Devi here you can say Saraswati. So Saraswati Sahayaha. Devi Sahayaha is by Saraswati's blessing, because Saraswati Devi sat on his mouth or inspired his buddhi to ask for this particular boon. What is he going to ask? He's going to ask Vishnu to be born as his son. So how did that kind of boon come to his mind? Because Saraswati Devi's blessing was there on him. Devi Sahayaha Bhagavan, that Bhagavan Kashyapaha, Divyam Varsha Sahasrakam Vratam Samapya, having completed that Vrata which continued for Divya Varsha Sahasra. So hundreds of Divya Varshas, that kind of Vrata having completed, Tushtava Madhusudanam, Varadam Madhusudanam Tushtava. So that Madhusudana, so Madhu and Kaitava, so that Madhu is a particular Rakshasa. So this Vishnu put an end to that Madhu. So he's called Madhusudana. So that Madhusudana, who's Varada, who bestows boons to whoever asks him. So that Madhusudanam Tushtava. Tushtava means he praised here. He did stuti. That's the meaning, because in the next 2 shlokas he's going to do stuti. This Vratam, I think in Bhagavatam comes in Kashyapa and Aditi's Vratam. It's Payo Vratam or something like that it's called. So that great Vratam they did, and at the end of the Vratam, Vishnu appeared in front of him. So he's doing stuti of that Vishnu. The next 2 shlokas is stuti of Vishnu. Tapomayam taporashim tapomurtim tapatmakam tapasatvam sutaptena pashyami purushopamam. Tapomayam, so he's now describing Vishnu. He's Tapomaya. So this Mayat Pratyaya is used in 2 senses. One is Mayat is Prachuryarthe Mayat and Vikararthe Mayat. So So prachurya is so abundance, in the sense of abundance. This mayat is coming, it comes, so like annamaya, etc. And maybe annamaya is a vikara also, I should check. So vikara is modification. So in the sense of modification also mayat is used, and in the sense of prachurya or abundance also mayat is used. So this tapomaya here means abundance. So this Vishnu is so he has done so much tapas himself. So he has done so much tapas means, so he's tapo rashi. That's what he's telling the next. So he has done so much tapa means, so in the story also he has done great tapas, you know. That's why tapomayaha, tapomayam, tapo rashi, because mm, um, so tapo rashi he is, because he is seen by people only by great tapas. That's why he is tapo rashi, he is telling. So tapo rashim drashtrununam sakala tapojanya phalapraptya bhagavatah bhagavatah tapo rashitvam. So Bhagavan Vishnu is called tapo rashi because he is seen only after great tapas. So the fructification of people's tapas is that murti of Vishnu. So that's the meaning. Then Tapomurtim, I'm just giving you Tilakakara's interpretations here, because other people have many other meanings also. So Tapomurti Tilakakara very nicely raises a Purva Paksha. If you say Tapa, so by Tapas Vishnu is seen and things like that, if you say, then Dvaita will come up, because you know Tapas as a sadhana remains different, Vishnu remains different. So no, he's telling Tapomurti, Vishnu is himself Tapas. So Tapomurti is the embodiment of tapas. So Vishnu is the tapas, Vishnu is the sadhana also. So you come across many namas like that in Vishnu Sahasranam also. So Karanam, Karta, Vikarta, Gahano, Guha, etc. So he's the Karanam, he's the Karanam, he's the Karta, everything he is. So that the Tapomurti, he is the sadhana, he is the phala also. That Vishnu is the tapas, Vishnu is sadhana, Vishnu is tapas, and as sadhana, and Vishnu is tapas as the phalam and things like that. And tapatmakam, so here tapa means tapa alochane, and through that you mean jnana. So tapa in this fourth word means jnanam, so is jnanatmaka, that Vishnu. Tapasa tvam sutaptena pashyami purushopamam, hey Vishnu, I have seen you because of tapas. Sutaptena tapasa, by this great tapas that I have performed till now. Tapasa tvam pashyami, I see you because of the great tapas that has been performed by me so far. Purushopamam means in this human form I am seeing you because of great tapas that I have done. So Sutaptena means great tapas, means with great difficulty I have done this tapas so far. So because of the tapas, today I am fortunate to see a human form of you. Sharire tava pashyami jagat sarvam idam prabho tvamanadir anirdeshyas tvamaham sharanangataha. So this Sharire tava pashyami jagat sarvam idam, hey Prabho, hey Lord Vishnu. So tava Sharire jagat sarvam idam jagat sarvam pashyami, in your body I see this entire jagat. So Tilakakara is telling this is a Virat Swarupa, Vishwarupa, that Kashyapa Prajapati and Aditi saw that day. So Sharire, Tava Sharire, Sarvam Jagat Pashyami. So this entire Jagat I see in you. That is, this Jagat I see as Ishwara's own form. So in Jagat, you know, there are many things happening on a macro scale. So if you, it's a nice upasana that you can do, but so I could have explained, but this is not the time also. We don't have so much time also. But it's a very nice upasana to look upon everything that happens in this life tallies, you know. There is a reason why all these things are happening, and that reason is Ishvara and things like that. So those very nice implications are there. So this Jagat Sarvam Idam Tava Sharire Paschami, this Jagat I see as your body, that's the meaning. So this Vishwarupa or Virat Swarupa Vishnu has shown, or they have seen Vishnu as the Virat there. And Tvam Anadihi Anirdeshyaha Twamaham Sharanangataha, you are Anadi. Anadi is you don't have any beginning, and you are Anirdeshyaha. Anirdeshyaha, Tilakakara is very nicely explaining. Anirdeshyaha means you cannot be pointed out. That is the literal meaning. Why I cannot point you out? See, I can point out something as specifically, so this is laptop, I can point out only when there is something other than, so not laptop, something is there, only then I can point out at laptop. See, suppose for example I have a water bottle here. So if there is a water bottle, then I can say this is laptop. This is laptop means this is not water bottle, and this is water bottle means this is not laptop. But with Bhagavad, with Ishvara, with Atma, you cannot point out, because everything is that only. So any lakshana, you know, so anirdeshyaha is you cannot define, you cannot point out. So for lakshana they say vyavrittihi vyavaharo va lakshanasya prayojanam. So the reason, or what should I say, the use of defining something is to do vyavritti, tara vyavritti. You should be able to, if I give a lakshanam of something, then you should be able to clearly differentiate it from others and recognize it. But you cannot do itara vyavriti in Brahman, because Brahma is everything. So you cannot do vyavriti, that is, you cannot segregate or discern between things in Brahman, because Brahman is everything. Anyway, so tvam anadihi, tvam anirdeshah, tvam aham sharanangataha. So in you I take recourse. This is the small stuti that Kashyapa has done to Vishnu. I take I take sharana under you, that is, I take recourse to you, I become sharanagata, etc. तमुवाच हरिः प्रीतः कश्यपं धूतकल्मषं वरं वरय भद्रन्ते वरार्होसि मतो मम. So to that Kashyapa, tam means that Kashyapa who has done stuti so like this. So thusly that uvacha harihi pritaha, harihi Vishnuhu, he said, uvacha means he said the following words. What kind of Vishnu? Pritaha, pritaha is he is very extremely happy by the tapas that Kashyapa did. And Kashyapam dhuta kalmasham uvacha, this Kashyapa whose dhuta kalmasha is one who all his impurities have gone. Such kind of Kashyapa, this Hari uvacha spoke the following words. What did he say? Varam varaya bhadrante, hey Kashyapa, bhadrante, may good happen to you. So please ask for a boon. Varam varaya, and why am I offering this boon to you? Because you are vararhaha, you deserve to have a boon. Because of your great tapas, you deserve to have a boon. Vararhosi, so you are vararhaha asi iti mato mama, iti mama mataha. So this is my opinion, that because of this great tapas that you have done, you deserve to have a boon. तच्छ्रुत्वा वचनं तस्य मारीचः कश्यपो ब्रवीत् आदित्या देवतानां च मम चैवानुयाचितं वरं वरद सुप्रीतो दातुमर्हसि सुव्रता. So तच्छ्रुत्वा वचनं तस्य विष्णोः वचनं श्रुत्वा, so having heard those words of Vishnu, so Marichaha is Marichi's son. Marichi is so Kashyapa's father is Marichi, so that Marichi's son Kashyapa, that is Marichaha here, not Maricha Subahu. So Marichaha is Marichi's son, that Marichi's son Kashyapaha abravit, he said the following words. What did he say? Aditya devatanancha mama chaivanu yachitam varam varada datumarhasi. Hey Varada, is hey Vishnu, who can shower so many varas upon us. So you have to give us datumarhasi. So you should deign to give us this vara. That is, you should. So please be pleased to give us this vara. So what is the vara that he's asking? So he's telling, this is not just my vara. This is not just my prayer or request to you. It is Aditi's request also. Aditya means Aditi's request, and Devatanancha, and it is the request of Devatas also. And then Mama Chaivanu Yachitam. Mama Cha Yachitam. Anu means following the. So I don't have any particular request, but following Aditi's request and Devata's request, Anu Yachitam. Anu means Paschat. So I have Paschat. So having seen Aditi's request and Devata's request, I also have this request, because they have conveyed this request to me. Mama Chaivanu Yachitam Varam, hey Varada, this Vara you have to Datumarhasi, hey Suvrata, hey Vishnu who has done great tapas, you have to give us this following Vara. What is that Vara? Putratvam Gacha Bhagavan Aditya Mamachanagha Bhrata Bhava Yaviyans Shakrasya Surasudana Shokartanantu Devanam Sahayam Kartumarhasi. Putratvam Gacha Bhagavan, hey Bhagavan Vishnu, Putratvam Gacha. So you please take the form of a son. Whose son? Aditya Mama Cha. So of Aditya and mine. So please become the son of Aditya and me. Hey Anagha is one who does not have any papa in him. Agha means papam, or Anagha also indicates that he removes papams of people who approach him and things like that. And then Bhrata Bhava, Yaviyan Bhrata Bhava, Shakrasya Yaviyan Bhrata Bhava. So Shakra means Indra, so become the Yaviyan Bhrata as Kanishta Bhrata. You become the younger brother of Indra. So I told you Indra Seyud Jasakha. So Indra's younger brother you become. He is telling, hey Asura Sudana, hey Vishnu who puts an end to all Asuras. Indrasya Tvam means you. Indrasya Yaviyan Bhrata Bhava, become the younger brother of Indra. Shokartanam tu Devanam Sahayam Kartumarhasi. So these Devatas who are kind of experiencing great shoka, of those Devatas you should do Sahaya. You do help to them. Sahayam means help. So Sahayam they say, it's not Sahayam. Sahayam means help. So Sahayam Kartumarhasi. You have to help these Devatas who are who are experiencing great shoka. Because of Bali, they are experiencing shoka. So to these devatas, you have to do help. And how are you going to do that help? By becoming Indra's younger brother. And how will you become Indra's younger brother? Indra is Aditi and Kashyapa's son. So if you be born to us once again, so if you be born to us, then you'll become the younger brother of Indra. That's the idea. Ayam siddhashramo nama prasadatte bhavishyati siddhe karmani devesha uttishta bhagavannitaha. So siddhe karmani, while this karma, so this karma means my tapas what I have done so far, if that fructifies, karmani siddhe sati, so this ashrama will be called siddhashrama. So this siddhashramo nama te prasadat bhavishyati, by your grace. If so, so my tapas will become fructified when you be born as a son to me, you know. So if you are born to me as a son, then it will mean that my tapas has fructified, and therefore this place where I have done tapas will become also called as siddhashrama. Ayam siddhashramo nama te prasadat bhavishyati, by your grace this will be called as siddhashrama, because my tapas has fructified here. Siddhe karmani, he devesha uttishta bhagavannitaha. Itaha uttishta means from here you rise. Here you rise. From here you rise means please be born here to us in this. We are staying in this siddhashrama, so please be born to us. Itaha he bhagavan uttishta, from here you rise. So this itaha uttishta also is a dhvani. So Vamana, you know, from that siddhashrama he was born, and he went to Bali's place. So this is Vishwamitra. So in from Vishwamitra's ashrama, Rama is becoming great, because Rama's greatness is starting from here. So that kind of dhvani is there. Atha Vishnur Mahateja Adityam Samajayata Vamanam Rupamastaya Vairochan Upagamate. Atha means thereafter, after all this prayer by Kashyapa etc. and asking for a boon, thereafter Vishnuhu Mahateja, that Mahateja Vishnu, Adityam Samajayata. So he was born to Aditi. And then what did he do? Vamanam Rupamasthaya Vairochanim Upagamate. So he assumed the form of a Vamana, and then so maybe you should guess that he was born as Chaturbhuja, and then he assumed the form of Vamana immediately. So at least in Krishnavatara and Bhagavatam it comes like that. He takes a Chaturbhuja form, and then he takes a Krishna form, the baby Krishna form immediately. So something like that. So he was born to Aditi and then assumed the form of Vamana. That way also you can give. That's what I'm trying to say. Vamanam Rupamasthaya Samajayata. You can say he was born as a Vamana. That way also you can say, or you can say he was born and then he assumed the Rupa of Vamana. And Vairochanam Upagamat. So immediately after he was born, so he was born itself as a 7-year-old, 8-year-old kid, and then he immediately went to that Bali's place. Vairochanim Upagamat. Upagamat means he went there. He approached that Vairochani, who is Bali Chakravarti. So very beautiful description is there in Bhagavatam, and in Andhra Bhagavatam, the Telugu Bhagavatam, is a very, very beautiful shlokas on Vamana there, how Aditi takes care of him, how all devatas give him various things, and how he approaches Bali. Very, very beautiful padyams are there. So two stories or 3 stories in the entire Potana's Bhagavatam are very famous. One is Gajendra Moksham, famous as in poetically very beautiful compositions or pieces of work. So Gajendra Moksha story, Vamanavatar story, and amongst Krishna Leelas, many Leelas are described. Amongst those Krishna Leelas, the Leela of Krishna accepting the food that his friends in the forest, all the kids, you know, from Vrindavana, they go to the nearby forests and places where they take the cows early in the morning so that the cows can graze. So when they go out, so Anabhojanam. So it's called Chaldul Araginchuta in Telugu. So these people pack some food and go, and this Vishnu who is Sakshat, so this Krishna who is Sakshat Vishnu, he takes the eaten food, so Juta we say in Hindi, the eaten food of those Gopa Balakas he accepts. So that's also a very beautiful story. Anyway, so immediately he goes to Bali Chakravarti. So much description Valmiki is not giving here, but those descriptions are very beautiful, how Vamana approaches Bali and things like that. So Vairochanim Upagamat, he approaches Virochana Sutta, that Bali, immediately. Trin Padanatha Bhikshitva Pratigrihya Chamedinim Akramya Lokan Lokarthi Sarvaloka Hiterataha. Trin Padan. Atha means thereafter, having approached that Bali. Trin Padan Bhikshitva. Bhikshitva means having, literally what it means is having begged from or having requested from Bali. 3 padas he requested. So he's a Vamana. Vishnu, so Bali thought, okay, he's a Vamana, he's a small dwarf boy. In fact, he even makes fun of Vamana. He was a small boy. So 3 steps if you put, how much will it cover? It will just not even cover 1 foot of, or whatever, 1 gaja or whatever, 1 mura of my hand or something like that. So it's so much place also it will not occupy. Why don't you ask more? And Bali will say, no, Vamana will say, no, 3 feet is enough. So Trin Padan Bhikshitva Pratigrihya cha Medinim. He asked for three feet of land, but he received in exchange he got Medini. Medini's entire earth he got. Pratigrihyacha Medini. So how? And then he didn't even stop there. Akramya Lokan. So Lokan Akramya, he covered. Akramya is he covered. What should I say in English? He pervaded the entire, all the three worlds he pervaded. And then why did he do so much? He asked for 3 feet only, but why did he so much? Because he's Lokarthi. He actually wanted the entire 3 worlds. So he's Lokarthi, but he asked for 3 feet. So that Lokarthi means that one. Sarva Loka Hite Rataha. So why did he do all this thing? So it's some kind of chala, why did he do that? So in fact Jayadeva calls, so Balim Chalayate. So he cheats, he deceives, or whatever Bali he deceives. And why did he do like that? Because Sarva Loka Hite Rataha, for the welfare, for the sake of welfare of all human beings or all pranis in this Brahmanda, for that sake he did that. So Sarvaloka Hite Rataha, he is always engaged in the welfare of all pranis. That Vamana, he did all this. And then what did he do immediately? He didn't keep anything for himself. Mahendraya Punah Pradhan Niyamya Balimojasa Tailokyancha Mahatejas Chakre Shakravasham Punaha. So Punaha, having received all that land, having covered. So by the way, maybe the symbolism is very apparent to you. So Trin Lokan Akramya means throw. So as Turiya Chaitanyam, he pervades all the 3 avasthas. That's the meaning. So anyway, so Mahendraya Punah Pradhan Niyamya Balim Ojasa. Balim Ojasa. Ojasa means Swatejasa, by his own Shakti. Balim Niyamya Tilakakara selling Badhva. That is, he subdued Bali. By his prowess, he subdued Bali. And then what did he do? Mahendraya Punaha Trilokyam. Trilokyam Pradat. So he gave back the 3 worlds, Trilokadhipatyam, he gave back to Indra. Having subdued Bali, he didn't keep that for himself, he gave it back to Indra. And then so that Mahateja Vishnu did that. And then what did he do? Mahatejas Chakre Shakravasham Punaha. So Trilokyam Shakravasham Chakre. So it's a very beautiful prayoga of, so this is this usage of words of Valmiki. So Chakre Shakravasham. So Shakra is Indra. Shakravasham means is Trilokyam. All the 3 words he did Shakravasham. That is, he kind of reinstated Indra's Adhipatyam of Trilokya. Chakre means he did. So Chakre means he did it. So Shakravasham Chakre. Punaha means once again. Already Indra was ruling, but this Bali took back the power from him. But again he gave it back to Indra, having subdued Bali. तेनैव पूर्वमाक्रांत आश्रम श्रम नाशनः मयापि भक्त्या तस्यैव वामनस्योपभुज्यते. So तेनैव पूर्वमाक्रांत आश्रमः. So this ashrama that you are asking about, you see here, is the same ashrama which Bali also, which Vamana also used. So here Akranta is Vamana was using it. So he already his Trivikrama, he is already pervading the entire earth. That is, he measured all the 3 worlds anyway. But this ashrama here, Akranta, is he stayed in this ashrama. Tenaiva purvam akrantaha ashramaha. So ashrama is shramanashanaha. So all the shrama of people. So ashrama means that, so the shrama or the agonies of people is removed, is in this place. So shramanashanaha. Mayapi bhaktya tasyeva vamanasyopa bhujyate. Mayapi, by me also, tasya vamanasyeva bhaktya. By that bhakti of, because I was also Vamana's bhakta, Vishnu's bhakta. So I was also benefited. Upabhujyates, I was also benefited by this ashrama. That is, I also did tapas here and I also got the result of my tapas. That's the meaning. So Mayapi Bhaktya Tasyaiva Vamanasyopa. So Govinda Raja goes on here. So you see, he was Vamana's bhakta and not Shiva's bhakta, etc. Such things are there. So apparently, why is he saying that? Because Rama asked him, why didn't you stay in Sthanu's ashrama? It's closer to the city. Why did you come so far and take this ashrama here? So Vishwamitra is telling, no, I am Vishnu's bhakta, tasyeva bhaktaha, Vishnu Vamanasyeva bhaktaha, and not Shiva's bhakta. That's the intended secret meaning of things like that. Anyway, so enam ashrama mayanti rakshasa vighnakarinah atrate purushavyaghantavya duštacārinaha. So this is the second question. So where should I put an end to all those Maricha, Subahu, Rakshasas? That was the second question which he asked in the previous sarga. To that he is telling, so here only those people come. So Rama asked like that, where do they come and where should I put an end to them? So Vishwamitra is telling, Enam ashramam ayanti. So to this ashrama, those Rakshasas, Vignakarinaha, who cause Vignas, here only they come. And atrate purushavyaghra hantavya dushtacharinaha. Those dushtacharinaha means people who perform dushta karmas, those Rakshasas. Atra purushavyaghra te hantavya. So here in this ashrama, they have to be put an end to by you. So te hantavya means they have to be killed by you. So they deserve to be killed by you here in this ashrama. He purushavyaghras purusha shrestha. अद्य गच्छामहे राम सिद्धाश्रमम् अनुत्तमं तदाश्रम पदं तात तवाप्येतद् यथा मम. So adya gachamahe, he Rama, today gachamahe means gachamaha, it's chandasa prayoga there, so gachamaha. So today itself, Rama, we will enter this siddhashrama. Gachamahe means we will go, that is we will enter siddhashrama today itself. Siddhashramam anuttamam because this is an ashrama where people's agonies are removed, he said, so this is anuttamam siddhashramam, today only we will enter. Tadashrama padam tata tavapyetad yatha mama. So this ashrama pada, this is ashrama sthana, he Rama, this belongs to you as much as it belongs to me. Here all Tikakaras are telling, he is saying this because it originally belonged to Vishnu and Rama is also Vishnu, therefore he is saying that. So I want to humbly say that you can also take it as a statement of Atithi Satkara, so when people come to our house or also we say, so please feel free, please be at home and things like that. So this is, so please consider this to be your place only, some things like that we say. So that is what something Vishwamitra is also telling. So Tavapyetad yatha mama. So he tata is he Rama, he Vatsa Rama. So he tata means he o child. So that's the meaning, he Rama. So this ashrama yatha mama, like it belongs to me. Tavapyetat etat tvaya tavapi. So this belongs to you also, just as the way it belongs to me. So please feel free, please feel at home and things like that, he is telling. Ityuktva paramaprito grihya ramam salakshmanam pravishanashramapadaṁ yarojata mahamunihi shashiva gataniharaha punarvasu samanvitaha. So ityuktva paramapritaha, so that Vishwamitra paramapritaha, who is very happy that Vishwamitra ityuktva, having said thus, so grihya ramam salakshmanam, having hold on to the hands of Rama and Lakshmana, that is he is holding them and taking inside. So that's what they do, the Atithi. So we very cordially welcome them. So we hold on to them and say, please come and things like that. So grihya ramam salakshmanam pravishan ashrama padam vyarochata mahamunihi. So he's shining, this Mahamuni vyarochata, he's shining pravishan ashrama padam, having entered that ashrama along with Rama and Lakshmana, this Mahamuni is shining. How is he shining? Shashiva gataniharaha punarvasu samanvitaha. So he is shining like that moon. Shashi, Iva means like, so Shashiva. So what kind of Shashi? Gata Niharaha. Nihara is snow. So Gata Niharaha is when the snow kinds of melts away, and then the night time when snow melts away, then the moon shines with some, as though with some extra brilliance which it didn't have before. So it's not like that, it already had brilliance, but when the snow goes away, it is shining because now it is evident to you, therefore you feel like that and things like that. So Gata Niharaha Shashiva. And then what about these Rama and Lakshmana with him? So Punarvasu Samanvitaha. So that there are Punarvasu, two. Punarvasu is a pair star. So there are two stars together. They are referred to as Punarvasu, I suppose. That's how they are explaining. So like moon. So if there is moon and two stars, Punarvasu stars near the moon, how will it look? Like that, this Rama and Lakshmana, this Vishwamitra is shining along with that Rama and Lakshmana. Tam drishtva munayas sarve siddhashrama nivasinaha. Utpatyotpatya sahasa Vishwamitram apujayan. So tam drishtva, so Vishwamitram drishtva munayaha siddhashrama nivasinaha munayaha sarve munayaha, all the resident munis of siddhashrama, utpatyotpatya sahasa utpatyotpatya. So again and again they are utpatya means so they are approaching, so they are going closer and closer to Vishwamitra. So utpatyotpatya agatya ityartha. So they are going closer and closer to Vishwamitra and welcoming him. So why are they going closer and closer to Vishwamitra? Because they want to see Rama and Lakshmana who are with him. So sahasa utpatyas, because of great happiness, all the munis, all the residents of the siddhashrama, so Vishwamitram apujayan. So they welcomed Vishwamitra. Pujayan is they did puja to him, that is they welcomed him. He is the head of that ashrama, so they are welcoming him. यथार्हं चक्रिरे पूजां विश्वामित्राय धीमते तथैव राजपुत्राभ्याम् अकुर्वन् अतिथिक्रियां. So यथार्हं चक्रिरे पूजां, to that Vishwamitram, so to that Vishwamitraya, to Dhimate, to that intelligent Dhiman Vishwamitra, as it suits his office. So yatharham means, so he is the head of the ashrama, so as it deserves the status of Vishwamitra, pujam chakrire, they did puja, all the ashrama nivasinaha munayaha, so they welcomed him along according to his status, according to a protocol. And thereafter tathaiva means accordingly, tathaiva means in the same way, in the same way means as it suits these rajaputras Rama and Lakshmana, tathaiva rajaputrabhyam akurvan atithi kriyam. So to those Rajaputras also, Rama and Lakshmana, they did Atithi Kriya. Atithi Kriya, so whatever respect you give to the Atithis who have come, so they welcomed them also according to the status of their office, to what they deserve, etc. Muhurtam atha Vishrantau Rajaputra Varindamo Pranjali Munishardulamu Uchutu Raghunandano. So Muhurtam atha Vishrantau. So for some time, Muhurtam means for some time, that Rama and Lakshmana also took some rest. Vishranto, Rajaputrau, Arindamo. Arindamo is those who put an end to the enemies. Ari means enemy. So Arindamaha means one who puts an end to, one who controls, subdues the enemy. Here it's referring to both of them. So Dvivachana is used. Arindamo, Rajaputrau. So these princes, two princes. Pranjali also is Dvivachana. So both of them are Pranjali. So they are doing namaskara. So they are standing there doing namaskara. Munishardulam Uchutu is also Dvivachana. They are speaking together. Both of them say the following words to that Munishardula, Munishreshtha. These are Raghunandana. So they are the Raghu princes, both of them. They say the following words to Vishwamitra. What do they say? Adyeva Diksham Pravisha Bhadrante Muni Pungava Siddhashramoyam Siddhasyat Satyamastu Vachastava. So Adyeva Diksham Pravisha. Hey Vishwamitra, today itself you take up the Diksha which is required for your yaga. You enter that yaga Diksha today itself. Bhadramte, may good happen to you. Hey Munipungava, hey Munishreshtha, Siddhashramoyam. This is Siddhashrama. You only told us the story. So Siddham Syat, Siddhashramoyam Siddhasyat. So your yaga also will become Siddha, don't worry. And Satyamastu Vachastava, may your words come true. So what are those words? So he said in 23rd shloka, Vishwamitra said, Atrate Purushavyaghra Hantavya Dushtacharinaha. So those Rakshasas, Maricha, Subahu, they have to be killed here by you. So that words may it come true. Satyamastu Vachastava, may your words come true. Evam ukto Mahateja Vishwamitro Mahan Rishihi Pravivesha Tada Diksham Niyato Niyatendriyaha. Evam uktaha Mahatejaha, that Mahateja Vishwamitra, who has been spoken to thusly by Rama and Lakshmana. Evam uktaha, so Mahan Rishihi, that great Rishi, Pravivesha Tada Diksham Niyato Niyatendriyaha, that Niyataha, that Vishwamitra, so Diksham, so Niyataha, so Vishwamitra who is well controlled, Niyatendriya also means that. So Diksham Pravivesha, Tada means thereafter, having been spoken to by Rama and Lakshmana, immediately he takes up the Vrata Diksha also. Kumara Vivatam Ratri Mushitva Susamahitau Prabhata Kale Chothaya Purvam Sandhyam Upasya Cha Prasuchi Paramam Japyam Samapya Niyamena Cha Hutagnihotramasinam Vishwamitram Avandatam. So Kumara Vivatam Ratri Mushitva. Kumara Viva means like two Kumaras. So like two Kumaras means Tilakakara is telling Kumara means Skanda and Vishakha. So like Skanda and Vishakha, Rama and Lakshmana, they spent the night. Ratri Mushitva, having spent the night, that is very alertly they spent the night because they are already on the job. So we have come here, Maricha and Subahu also might know, and then he has entered the Diksha already, and you never know when these Maricha and Subahu will come. So by then itself they were already alert in the night. So Ratri Mushitva Susamahitau, so Susamahitau is well composed. So they are all very, very well alert. So Prabhata Kale Chothaya, and they woke up very early in the morning. Prabhata Kale Purvam Sandhyam Upasya Cha, that early morning Sandhya Vandanam they did. And Prasuchi here Tilakakara is telling, so don't think that these are Avatara Purushas, so no need of following so Shuchi, etc. So all the cleanliness, hygiene, these things no need to follow because they are Avataras. So one might think like that. So to clarify that doubt, clarify that misconception, Valmiki is telling Prasuchi. So Usually we are Shuchi, but Rama and Lakshmana, they took extra care to become Prashuchi also. Prashuchi means so special, extra hygiene, extra cleanliness they did, because they are setting an example, you know, to all people, etc. So Prashuchi, Paramam Japyam Samapya. So Paramam Japyam is that great mantra which has to do, Japam you have to do. So Gayatri mantra, that Japam, Paramam Japyam Samapya, having completed the Japa of that great Japya mantra, Gayatri mantra, Niyamena cha, according to the rules or according to the Vidhi, having completed, Hutagnihotra Masinam Vishwamitram Avandatam. Avandata means both of them went and did pranama, vandana to Vishwamitra. What kind of Vishwamitra he is? Hutagnihotram Asinam. So he is sitting there having finished his Agnihotra. So having finished his Agnihotra, Vishwamitra is sitting there, and these people also finished their morning japa and went and did Abhivada to him, so pranama to him. And last thing here, Tikakaras are telling, so once you have entered specific diksha for vratam, for so specific diksha once you have taken up, it seems Agnihotra you should not do. So the Nitya Agnihotra that you do, you don't do. So how come he mentions Hutagnihotram here? So they are saying Hutagnihotram means you should take Aupasanam. So Grihasthas do something called Aupasana, one kind of Agni Kriya that is there, like Brahmacharis have Samidadhanam. So the Grihasthas have Aupasanam. So that Aupasanam he did. That's the meaning here you should take, and not the other Agnihotra which he is supposed to do every day. So Hutagnihotram Asinam Vishwamitram Avandatam. So they did pranama to Vishwamitra. So that's how this is ending, and then the yaga etc. details will come in the next shloka. Ityarshe Srimad Ramayane Valmikiye Adi Kavye Balakande Ekonatrimshas Sargaha. So we see almost every chapter in the last few chapters has been ending with or maybe beginning with Rama and Lakshmana waking up on time and doing Sandhyandanam etc. So incidentally, Tattvavedanta ji was explaining Gayatri Mantra in the morning class. I'm very much tempted to tell that to you people, the meaning that he always explains it that way, but today somehow I like the meaning even more, the way he explained. It's late, but still I would have said it, but I'm not saying it because somehow I bit my own inner cheek. So somewhere in the afternoon, and I'm talking with great difficulty, so I don't want to strain anymore. But some other time it keeps coming again and again. Rama and Lakshmana Sandhyandanam, and it's already late, so I don't want to do that. Anyway, so Ityarshhe Srimad Ramayane Valmikiye Adi Kavye Balakande Ekonatrimshas Sargaha. Om Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Kritamastakанjalim Bashpavari Paripurnalochanam Marutim Namata Rakshasantakam. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. हरि ओम तत्सत श्रीरामार्पणमस्तु।